So, would anybody like to recap what we accomplished in the last session?
We didn't get sacrificed.
I'm not the bard anymore.
I was going to say, we do technically have a bard. Marcus, would you like to give a recap?
Sure. So we learned what that event thing is.
The reaping?
Yeah, that. We got enlisted by some dwarves to go investigate their dwarven buddy's death and retrieve their cart. So we got their cart back from some goblinos for a few copper.
Best trade in the world.
Right?
And then we decided not to go after the Yeti, and we returned back. And I don't really remember what happened after we got back.
We were informed that there had been a string of murders and that we were going to go to East Haven to see if we couldn't figure out who was doing the murdering.
No,
Oh,
we
yeah.
were given a name, and we were also
Yeah.
told to deal with them, which kind of had the inflection of just kill them, please. Which part of the party is not about.
You were told the name of Sefik Caltro as someone who should be a primary suspect in this entire situation. So all of the victims so far have been found with a dagger made of ice stabbed through their chest. In addition to that, the caravan known as Torg's caravan has actually been present in each town when the murders took place. And the only two people that are consistently on those caravans are Torga, who is the owner of said caravan, and Sefik Caltro, who is Torga's bodyguard. On top of that, Sefik in almost every city he's been to has been seen wearing pretty much nothing but like short sleeves.
Oh, so he's one of those jackasses that goes outside in negative 40-degree weather wearing fucking baseball shorts and no shirt.
Basically, he's one of them.
Well, I didn't trust him before. I trust him even less now.
So people, your informant is sure that something's up. And Torg's caravan was last seen heading towards East Haven according to their schedule. And they should be there through the night.
And Targos, Bryn Shander, and East Haven are the three towns that do reapings, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
And I have added that to your if you go into your moon cycle tracker that I've given to everybody, I do notate when you guys learn what sacrifices are made and what each town does as you guys are learning them.
So this timeline still kind of doesn't line up because he's been murdering for a month, if I recall correctly, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
So there's 2 moon cycles in a month. Like, theoretically, in a calendar month, there can be 2 moon cycles.
Theoretically, yes.
But, so, he got to one of the towns between moon cycles and still murdered the person who was connected to the person who was reaped.
That is correct.
Okay.
There were 2 murders off of the previous reaping before where our story began. And then his most recent murder was connected to this reaping that happened 3 days ago, which happened in Bryn Shander. And that next day, Torg's caravan left for East Haven.
Okay. Can we buy horses or something?
See here. You guys currently are still in Bryn Shander, actually.
Yeah, we were going to leave the next morning, I think.
Yeah. Well, it is morning now. You were given this quest in the morning.
Yeah, I
And
didn't pay attention a whole lot at the end of the session because you said we leveled up, and I'm like, many things.
yeah, so you guys are actually still at the North Look. See here, I need to actually get names here. Telian has actually already left. He decided to head out into the woods off the east way. Actually, you do need to know that information. So, I'm just going to go ahead and give you the entirety of the major information that you need to know.
Okay.
For here. So he left town this morning and went east as he was being called to the woods. Which there is a set of woods like directly outside town to the east. Whereas Thagrius apparently is just not at y'all's table this morning. You don't know what's up with him.
To be expected, I guess.
With that said, you were given a base schedule for Torga's caravan that they will not be in East Haven tomorrow. Today would be their last day in East Haven before leaving.
How long is it from Branchander to
It is
East Haven?
If you're walking on foot, it is about a 7-hour trip.
So they have a caravan, and they're not getting there tonight. So they're probably moving pretty slow.
No, Torga's caravan is already in East Haven.
They're leaving.
They're leaving East Haven tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay. I understand. So it would do us well to get there as quick as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Basically, your information is saying get there today, or you're gonna miss your opportunity.
Right. Well, horses.
If we can.
No, I'm Elvin. Sorry, that was a bad joke.
Timing was
so,
terrible.
Inara, since you've been in Brinshander for a little bit, so you are aware that there are stables to the on the southwest by the southwest gate.
Okay. Well, there are stables by the southwest gate. We can go purchase horses or rent horses.
Sounds good to me.
Same.
Okay.
I think we should probably get 5, and the other 2 will pay me back later. Assuming a horse is not more than we are able to spend.
You are making a bold assumption about the price of a horse.
I mean,
I've never had need.
It might come down to the fact that we might need to share a horse.
Well, that doesn't bother me.
All right.
How expensive are horses? Medieval money. I don't understand.
Oh, yeah. So here, so you guys head down to the stables. Let's see here, give me a second.
You can pick humanoids for mounts. I don't like that.
Yes, you can. Because if you're a small creature, you can mount one of your medium creature party mates.
Yeah, but I can just add an Aarakocra or an Acolyte or...
I don't see a problem with any of this.
Like, that means you can mount a mounted thing that's not a centaur.
Oh, Corin.
Corin is wonderful.
Why does Arby's have a $6.50 delivery fee? What the fuck?
Wow.
That's expensive. Can I name my horse.
So you guys get to the stables, and there is a human stableman inside. Like, morning. Can I help you? Can I help you find folk?
Hello. How much are horses?
Like, are you talking specific like to buy horses?
Yes, we need to travel to East Haven and we need to get there quickly.
Well, if you're looking for riding horses, they're going to be 75 gold each.
My.
I told
And
you
I only have
I
3
didn't think
available
horses
right
were
now.
cheap.
Okay. Well, we can afford 2. I know I turn around to my companions and say this. Well, we can afford 2. But that's almost all of our gold that we've earned.
I kind of need to hold on to mine, so
Right, but if we have one, we can't fit 3 of us on one horse.
it's only about, what, 7 hours? I think we can manage them. Good.
If,
Okay.
if you left on foot, you could get there like right at nightfall.
Okay.
And
What,
they're not leaving till the morning, we just have to find them.
Where's my currency? I added my gold. No, I added my gemstone to my inventory.
Oh, how much would it have cost me to, like, buy one of the mugs from the inn? Just for
Like,
the alchemy jug?
to just straight buy the mug itself.
Yeah, the mug.
Well, he probably would have sold it to you for 2 silver. He basically would he would have charged you for a gallon of ale and given you the mug for free.
That's fine, I can make 4 with it.
Okay.
I love
Well,
artificers.
Thank you, but no thank you. We don't have the funds, but we will most likely be back if we need to travel further than either of the adjoining towns.
Of course.
And we have my tent, so if all else fails and we have to hunker down, we have some shelter.
And
There.
should we not catch up to them, we can always find where they went.
I would assume, yes, that a caravan would leave many tracks through the snow.
Okay.
Shall we be off?
Sounds
Might as
good to
well.
me.
We need to get there.
All right. You guys head out through the east gate and head along the path known as the East Way. You for the most part, it is a pretty uneventful trip. You have the occasional snow that just comes barreling in, but it's pretty easy for you guys to actually keep an eye on the footpath, as it is very well dug out in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
As you do come to a crossroads, about, let's see here. I'm going to say about 5 hours into your trip, you do come to a crossroads with a big sign stuck in the ground, with 4 different signs pointing in each direction. Correction, actually, it has 6 signs on it. I apologize.
Okay.
The one pointing back. Actually, no. Correction. It has. Well, yeah. Actually, no. Correct. It does. It does have 6 signs on it. One sign pointing back in the direction you came from. that just says Bryn Shonder. 2 signs pointing off to the left for you guys, so it would be heading north. The first says Care Deneval and Care Konig, which I will go ahead and now add those onto your map. 2 signs pointing to the south that say Goodmead and Dogan's Hole. And then 1 sign pointing to the east that just says East Haven.
Well, I guess we progress to East Haven.
All right.
I don't see why not.
Types in console to East Haven. Enter.
Hold on 1 second. I'm changing around a couple things here because the fact that the actual path lines were on top of the town dots was bothering me.
I didn't notice.
Yeah. So you guys get to East Haven right about sundown. As you hear a lot of commotion going on, as well as the city is kind of decently lit, torch stances going down the paths. Here, actually, let me put you guys into East Haven.
I see a ledger key.
What?
I was just like really punched into the key in the bottom right.
Oh, oops.
I assume we are coming in from the
Yeah, you're
east.
coming in from the east way. Decent amount of lighting kind of all around. However, like you hear a lot of commotion coming from from way down the road, as well as a lot of light going on in that area. It looks almost like a fire. It is coming in from this direction, if you guys can see my pane.
I think you're on the GM layer because I can't. Yeah.
There we go.
Coming out down from that direction.
I that doesn't seem good, and for the reason we're here, I think we should probably hurry to that.
I would agree.
After you.
You guys start hurrying down the path.
On our way towards it, can I like keep an eye on somebody who's like keep an eye out for anybody who's like kind of moving away from it, but not like out of fear, more trying to stay hidden?
As you guys walk in that direction, I will say you keep passing by signs that are like almost stuck in the ground, like notices from the government, and every single one of these signs says the exact same thing.
Oh.
They all say, "Watch thy pouch."
I would like to, as we get closer, are there screams? Are there...
No, they're cheers.
Oh,
A lot.
it's cheering.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of still want to cast Mage Armor on myself, just in case.
I would.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
Can't you cast it at will?
It's not worth it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, because you can't use a spell slot on it.
Yeah. I'll do a little gesture with my hands and cast Mage Armor on me. My armor glows vibrant blue for a second and then settles back to the dark blues and browns that leather armor is.
Okay.
Now my AC, I believe, because I never actually have Mage Armor, is 15.
Okay. Sorry, Milo. As you guys get closer, pretty much everyone that you've passed is actually walking in that direction.
Not what I expected. Is this a lynching
As
of some kind?
you hear just cheering and almost like happy noises as you round the corner and see a man tied to a stake being burned alive.
That's what I thought.
Oh.
Excellent.
A crowd has gathered in front of the town hall to watch the public execution of Dazan, a human wizard who, despite the efforts to disguise himself, was recognized and arrested for the crimes he inflicted upon Dale folk. He has been bound to the stake and gagged. Members of the militia use torches to light the straw tucked under his feet. Fanned by the wind, fire catches quickly. Dazan does not struggle or scream as he is quickly engulfed in flames. Bundled up spectators move closer to the human bonfire, eager to feel its warmth.
I want to stay back as far as I can. I don't like fire.
I don't want to touch any of that.
I
That
don't-
makes me highly uncomfortable.
I don't like it. Let's
I
just
don't-
just go the other way.
Um,
Let's go
Agreed.
the other way.
I'm gonna immediately about face to south and just take that path.
Yep, I
Hell no. To the
So-
no.
So, as you do that,
the
like
entire party's just like "Whoop."
Just like have their one leg up 90 degrees, full body turn without any animation, and
I'd
start
like to-
marching
I'd
on.
like- you all immediately notice walking in your direction is a half elf, completely cloaked head to toe in armor. Greetings, travelers.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to East Haven. May I ask what brings you here today?
Came to catch. Came to what they were a merchant caravan, right?
The caravan is called Torg's Caravan.
Came to catch Korg's. Korg.
Torg.
Peace off, ghost.
I came to stop a bit. I came here to kill a couple people rigging elections, but forgot to bring enough knives.
Yeah. We came here to catch Torg's caravan before they left to go to another town. We heard their wares were something we're looking into in Bryn Shander.
Oh, well, good thing you caught them today. Like, I believe they're actually still operating right now. They're going to be on the northeast side of town, just in front of the Wet Trout.
Thank you, Card.
Please, I apologize. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Captain Imdra. Nice to meet you.
What's he look like?
He is
He's
like,
half elf, but
yeah, he is a half elf veteran. He is cloaked in heavy armor. But he definitely looks a lot more decorated than the rest of the guards that you kind of see around. It absolutely looks like he is the head of the militia.
like 50.
About, yeah.
Half elf, so he doesn't fucking show it.
Yeah, pretty much. Here, I'm giving you guys your information. As he So, where are you from, if I may ask?
I am a traveler. I mostly going in trying to find any kind of advances into my research. So, not exactly from anywhere specific.
Interesting. What about you there? As he motions to you, Inara.
I'm from the north. Bryn Shander is where I grew up.
Oh, okay, fair enough. And you, Elf, as he motions to Mural.
From around Waterdeep.
Really, Waterdeep. What brings you all the way up into Icewind Dale?
Oh, just you need a change of scenery.
Well, you sure as hell got to change of scenery, all right. Listen, I'm generally I generally am in need of adventurers uh to uh to help out from time to time. Uh if you are in need of work, come find me. You usually can find me here. As he motions to the town hall. I I might have a task for you guys in the morning.
Oh, well, thank you, Imdra.
Hmm.
We will find us a reliable bunch.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. So, like, as he points out, if you're looking for Torque's caravan, they're in front of the Wet Trout. You'll also be able to find a good mug of ale like for a fair price there. But if you're looking for a place to stay the night, I would suggest the White Lady Inn. As he motions off to the west of the city, you'll find the inn out by the docks.
Is Auril the Frost Maiden sometimes called the White Lady?
No.
No, okay.
As, as you everyone roll perception.
Yes, sir. That's a good roll.
Okay. Milo does notice. What about Nara does not? Here. All right. So yeah, so Mural and Milo, you both do notice this distinctly while the crowd is like gathered around this burning man, you distinctly see just what one person in the back kind of slowly reach behind another person, lift up the back of their jacket, take their coin purse and just kind of slide it away as they start to walk away.
How close are we?
About 15 feet.
I'm gonna use lightning lure on them.
What's that do?
What
They need
what
to
is
make a DC 13 strength save or be pulled up to 10 feet closer.
See here, give me a second to pull up their stat block.
Oh shit, I got more spells. I forgot I got more spells.
Wait, the fuck? Did I just roll max damage on that? I did indeed.
You said
Rip peasant.
DC 13, they save. As he immediately turns around, what the hell? What's the big idea?
That coin pouch does
watched
not
you just
belong
lift
to
that
you.
pouch.
As Captain Imdra kind of looks up. Yeah, what is going on?
Yeah, I whirl around too.
I just
So
saw
what'd you
that
say?
man steal his the coin pouch. Words.
We just watched you lift that pouch.
To which Captain Imdra's. Oh, you're not aware. No, sir, you're free to go.
Wait, what?
You're travelers, so I forget you probably aren't aware of this. Pickpocketing is absolutely legal in East Haven.
Oh, good to know.
Noted.
But yes, if you haven't noticed the signs that say "Watch thy pouch," that's why.
See, I figured that's kind of why, but I didn't think it was because it was legal. I thought it was just because it was something that happened.
Oh
Seems
no,
like more of a problem.
It's perfectly legal here. We use it as a way to honor our town founders.
Who
Oh well, our founders were thieves from the good old Duchy of Cape Valen, a peninsula far south. They founded the city after being on the run from the local thieves guild. And to honor our thief founders, we have actually legalized pickpocketing within the city limits. We also fully legalized defending yourselves against pickpockets. So,
oh, thank God, because if somebody tries to lift something from me, I'm shooting them in the eye with a crossbow.
absolutely, fully legal.
Miro leans over to Milo and goes, "I have unseen servant. We can have fun with this later."
I mean, if it's legal, I don't exactly have a problem with it. Unless it's happening to me.
So the fires begin to die down as the man's body is completely charred to ash. As the fire dies out, the crowd begins to disperse. A good chunk of them are heading to the north, a good chunk of them to the east, and a few heading south.
What?
As Amara kind of nods, like, well, if you kind folk need me, you know where to find me. Have an excellent day.
Before you run off,
Yes.
what exactly was that unfortunate man's crime?
Oh, quite simple. He killed many of our townsfolk.
Oh, I
He
see.
he hired hired a bunch of strapping adventurers to go on a quest for him. And when they succeeded, he killed every single one of them.
I understand.
What did he try
Yeah.
to get them to do?
Not entirely sure. And I believe
Also, is there anything else illegal elsewhere that is normal here?
pickpocketing is the only one, unfortunately. If you try
And
to
to
steal
what
from,
extent can we defend ourselves?
please, my one request is please just don't murder anybody.
So we can't kill people,
No,
Not
even if they
intentionally.
steal from us.
not intentionally, and even unintentionally will still probably get you some form of jail time. Just a warning.
Noted.
So we can't drop
But
boulders on people to get their pouches. Got it.
And with that noted, I would like everyone to please DM me your passive perception, because if a pickpocket happens, it will be against your passive perception unless you are specifically looking for it.
Oofa doofa.
Now that you have been made aware.
So I meant to ask this earlier, but would Tigris given us
Dagrius.
given us the pouch of holding or bag of holding?
Probably not,
Okay.
because you have not seen him at all this morning.
Right.
So I got my staunchly anti-Marvel friend to watch WandaVision on the promise that she'd get to see Evan Peters.
Is everybody
See,
here
I'm
caught
watching
up?
it for Wanda, so.
Is everybody here caught up on WandaVision, by the way?
I've never watched
I haven't started.
Oh, you haven't?
it.
I have a thing for redheads.
Okay.
I mean, I don't blame you.
I don't blame you either.
Also, Tinder fucking sucks.
It does.
But yeah. Let's see here. All right. And Milo, I still need your
yeah.
Okay. I just need your passive.
I have a thing you need to be made aware of with how I'm traveling, which is why it's taking a bit.
Okay. All right. So with that said, the captain's up. Is there anything else I can help you with before I wish you a happy night?
I don't believe so.
I think I'm fine.
Well, if that is the case, I bid you a good evening and a pleasant stay in East Haven. As he heads up to the where the stake where the man was burned, as there's a few people kind of pulling the charred body off the stake.
Ugh. I am distinctly not watching that.
So, I'm assuming the wet trout is a tavern and not some fish that's frozen on the road. Yes?
Probably the tavern was named for a fish that froze on the road.
Fair. Well, let's make haste before they close for the day.
Agreed.
So you start to head that way. Just like you come across the building with a large sorry, I forget the name of the freaking fish. With a large knuckle-headed trout engraved onto the sign that just says the wet trout. Also, but in front of the wet trout, you see a market stall set up, with a large sled behind it. The sled and its six dogs are all kind of muffled around it. As you see a single dwarf lady no, please, my wares are top notch, I guarantee. And, adventurers, can I interest you in my wares today?
What do you got?
What don't I got? As she kind of motions to her to sorry, excuse me. Most of her items there are just kind of standard looking stuff. It looks like a lot of it's been picked over at this point. However, there are a couple things of jewels and gems that are kind of on the table. Do you see any wares that you like?
Can I?
Here, I'm
talking,
sorry,
can I
guys.
go
I will be right back.
Okay.
Inara, might I trouble you for your blood gem? I will give you my cut of the payment for this job, but I need a gem worth 100 gold.
As long as I am reimbursed, I see no problems, and I hand it over.
Cool. We just got homunculus.
Yeah. Homunculi get stupid. I love it.
I didn't think I'd be able to get one this early on.
Remove that from my inventory.
And it's funny, I didn't know that homunculus was a artificer infusion when I chose my cantrips, and I chose lightning lure and mending. So I can repair the homunculus.
Nice. I figured comprehend languages would be a good spell to pick up.
Yeah. It kind of sucks to have it on our warlock, but it is good.
Well, I mean, we rest for 10 minutes and I can do it.
10 minutes?
Or 30, however long a short rest is. I always forget.
A short rest is an hour.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was 30 minutes.
Tibids can rest do a short rest in 30 minutes, but a standard short rest is an hour.
As soon as we get 3rd level spells, I also plan on picking up Tiny Hut. Because if we rest for an hour,
yes.
I can then cast Tiny Hut and just get it back.
I like that. I'll be so much better than the tent.
As a warlock, I figured utility was probably or utility and support was probably the way to go with the pact that I chose.
Yeah. It help balance it out a bit.
Haste is another one. Wait, do warlocks get haste? Warlocks might not get haste.
We'll
find out at level 5.
If rolled when it would load. Sorcerer Wizard.
Yeah, didn't think so. lot of cool things up my sleeve.
Robert and I are gonna drive Mark mad, probably. We're
I'm so excited.
just because of the infusions. Like,
Yeah.
we could
Mhm.
actually give all of us winged boots.
I'm glad that you guys are the creators in this party because in my Pathfinder game, I'm the magic. Hello. She's so big.
Mhm.
Mm.
She looks like a little who.
She
Yeah.
does. Oh. I love children when they are not my own.
I'm watching Joshua Weissman's poutine video.
Ooh. I've been rewatching Binging with Babish's entire back catalog.
I like how he changed it to Babish's Culinary Universe, and then he was working with what's her name for so long? Sola.
Yeah. Do you know if they have? Are they just not doing episodes anymore, or do you know what?
I don't know, but did you see the new Bon Appetit cast?
Mm-mm.
They started making videos again with like almost an entirely new cast because everybody quit.
Yeah. I've been watching Claire's new stuff too because watching her bake with her cat trying to get into everything is pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. Do you know Marcus Samuelson? He's a chef. He's on Bon Appetit now, surprisingly. If you saw him, I think his name is Marcus Samuelson. Yeah, yeah, he's on Bon Appetit now.
Yes, I do know who this is.
Yeah.
I hope Bon Appetit's contract stuff got better.
I don't know. You have no idea with those big companies.
Yeah.
I think Bon Appetit and Epicurious either are owned by the same company, like the same umbrella corp, or they work. I know they work in the same building because the editor for Bon Appetit, one of the editors for Bon Appetit, does Epicurious videos.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, don't we have Ethereum at the company?
No.
I thought we did.
Our cryptocurrency stuff. Well, we might have some Ethereum
Because you know Ethereum
mined
spiked with all the other ones.
Yeah, we mined it at one point. But we're not allowed to spend it regardless.
I mean, yeah, but I was thinking if they still had it, you could sell it.
No, we can't even do that.
Oh, really? Depending on like the company couldn't sell it?
No, they put the kibosh on that because of accounting rules that I don't know and probably shouldn't talk about on stream.
Yeah, because I actually am archiving these on YouTube, so.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, nothing that I have said so far has been.
I mean, I figured none of us really care, so.
Yeah.
That there's plenty of more people who have said dumber crap than we have.
Yeah. I wonder what Dr. Disrespect said to get him banned.
I have no idea.
I mean, we still don't know why he was banned, right?
I know
like 4 people on the planet know. And I don't think he's one of them.
I mean, he got a soft ban for streaming in a bathroom before. Which is just stupid.
Yeah.
Because, like, it doesn't sound bad, but it's also completely illegal. So.
Mm-hmm.
I don't follow a lot of Twitch drama, honestly.
I also don't follow a lot of Twitch drama. The biggest streamer I watch is Sips.
Mm.
Who is like pulling an 8K normally, I think. Maybe.
I'll watch Tyler one every now and then.
I used to watch the Overwatch guy. He's I don't even remember what his handle is.
There's a lot of Overwatch guys.
I know there's a lot of Overwatch guys.
Seagull?
Seagull, yeah, I used to watch.
Yeah, I was like, who's the most popular Overwatch streamer?
Yeah, but I mean,
He's
I also haven't played Overwatch in 2 years. So,
And then I was like, it's got to be Seagull.
I watched a chess streamer one day. That was interesting.
Who was it?
Levy Rossman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I watched him play Sporkle quizzes with Northern Lion. So I wasn't even watching them play chess.
Oh, Northern Lion. I know that name.
Yeah. Wearing his hoodie right now.
I can't still do that. How do I do that?
Oh, very many dad crafters. Oh, who else did they add?
I'm trying to remember how to throw cards off the top of the deck with just one hand, and I keep hitting myself in the face.
Apollo joined them. Yes. Oh my god. This is just getting more and more crazy. I love this so much. Fucking watching the Yogs cast in 2021. Can't even believe it.
The amount of times that I swipe right, I don't know if I have low standards or what.
I downloaded Tinder at 3 a.m. And made my profile and freaked out about it to my friends, and then like 4 day matched with a couple people and no one responded to me when I messaged them, and no one also messaged me, and then I was like, this fucking sucks. I will wait. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I've matched with like only bots. And then I figured out who all the bots are, and so I just always swipe left. I'm just like whatever.
Tinder is just.
But no, I haven't even gotten like a genuine match yet.
So into last year sometime, me, Denise, and her roommate made a Tinder account for one of my D&D characters, who's a grung. The profile picture is literally a grung. I got so many matches, but they were all dudes.
Of course.
And I'm just like, man, if only he swung that way, I would do something like that. But no. I don't bother with messing around with that stuff. I'm just like, that's not for me, fam. Live your life. I don't want to. Because, like, some people get genuinely hurt over that, and I'm just like, but I'm a frog. But people are still going to get hurt.
Yeah.
But it was funny. I literally, within an hour, I think I had like 800 matches.
Jesus.
People want to match with the frog?
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I could date a frog, I would, 100%.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, if I saw a good meme, like if you have a good meme on your account, like I'm swiping right.
Yeah.
Most of the accounts that I saw, like, there were a lot of the accounts were just like, this is also being a woman looking for women on Tinder, or woman passing person, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't matter. Looking for women on Tinder it's all girls and their boyfriends looking for a third. Like, no. Like, yes, I'd want to if it wasn't a pandemic, but like, also, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
So, sorry about that. So, with everything said there, Torg is kind of showing off her wares. They're not super impressive at this point. They look like they've been pretty picked over.
While Milo is looking, I would like to look around for someone who seems to be following Torg.
Okay. Give me I'm gonna say a perception here.
Okay.
So, kind of taking a quick glance around, there, you do note that there is one person kind of coming and going from the sled into the inn and back out. Let's see here. Let me actually pull up a picture of said person for you. If I can.
Are they selling pies?
See here. I'm sorry.
Nah, it was a joke. I asked if they were selling pies because they're like being sneaky and going in and out back in.
So the person in question, he has great kind of grayed out hair held back in a ponytail, a black buttoned up vest, with his sleeves completely rolled up to here on his arms. Um, he does seem to have a sword strapped to his side as he's kind of eyeing you guys, as he's coming in and out.
Okay.
um, Torga is just talking up her wares, but it's very clear to all of you that she's blowing smoke out her ass.
Of course.
Mhm.
That's how these people always are.
Yeah.
I've been to a Ren fair. Does he have any markings on his arms, scars or tattoos or anything?
See here.
I don't think the picture pinged. If you were.
I did not ping a picture. I just described him to you.
Oh, okay.
And actually, freaking. Okay, actually, correction. I do have a picture to show you guys.
Oh no, he's hot. Wait, so wait a minute. Okay, so he's got a sword. But does he also have like the same ice blue eyes that I have?
Fuck, he is hot. God damn it.
What?
Why is he so like edgy? God damn it.
He's hot. This is a problem.
So to answer your question, sorry, to answer your question, Inara, you definitely notice the light blue coming off of his eyes. You're not entirely sure if it's the same kind as you though.
Okay.
As like I said, he's keeping his eye on you guys as he's kind of bringing things in, and ever since he noticed you guys there, he's not taking things all the way in. He's handing it into the tavern and then coming back out immediately.
Does this woman have any like whips for sale? A whip is a simple weapon, right? Or is a whip a martial weapon?
Whip is martial.
Motherfucker. Ugh.
Sorry.
To answer your question, though, she does.
I'll buy one. How much are they?
See here, give me a second to pull up my price table because I don't. Gosh. Okay, here we go.
Inara has more reservations about killing this man now. Mostly because he's hot.
You're like, just imagine him in his underwear. He's hot.
Yes. This is literally it.
Inara, you're like, my whip here. I see it caught your eye. It would be a nice 4 gold purchase.
I'll slide 4 gold on the counter for her.
Excellent.
Oh,
It is yours, my lady.
thank you. Right, you owe me money.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
I'm gonna pull out.
I will mention there are about 4 other workers that are kind of coming in and out from the tavern. The only one one that's like really noticeable though is the one that it's very clearly Sefik.
Okay. I'm gonna pull 2 of the bloodstones that we got, one of them being Inara's, and say, might I trade you these for 1 gemstone worth about 100?
At, as Torga kind of looks them over. See here. Give me a second. So Torga kind of looks at let's see here. Freaking. Gosh. She kind of looks over the gemstones. 2 bloodstones, eh? As she kind of like picks up an amethyst and kind of motions it. I could do 2 bloodstones for one of these amethysts here.
As long as it's worth about 100 gold. That's all I need. All right.
Okay.
That's now 46. Okay. That is all. Thank you very much.
You are quite welcome. Can I help you find folk with anything else? I believe we're about to pack down for the night.
I think that we have everything that we need, unless either of you have anything you'd like to purchase.
That's all I
We're
need.
just going to
Nope. I ain't got nothing.
Go spend the night at the White Lady, as the town captain, the guard captain, recommended. Oh, I do have a question though.
Of course.
When do you plan to be back in East Haven? We've heard excellent things of your wares, and we wish we could have caught you here earlier.
Oh, but of course, I fully understand. Well, East Haven, we standardly try to be through here roughly once every 3 to 4 weeks ish. We try to travel around to each of the 10 towns about equally. Stay 2 or 3 days per town. You understand?
I do, of course. Thank you for the information. We eagerly await your return.
Excellent. I'm glad to have a regular customer here with Torg's Caravan.
So,
I would like to notice. I would like to note, based on your perceptions, you definitely would notice wrapped up on her sled among all the boxes is it's a very large, bulky item that looks about the size of a person wrapped up in a bag.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. As we walk away, I kind of want to gesture with my head, like very, very subtly, for Milo and Mural to follow me.
Okay.
And like lead into an alley. And I want to very closely make sure that Sefik is not following us.
Okay. You distinctly know that Sefik kind of eyes you, but when he turns around to take another crate in, you guys are able to slip in.
Mm-hmm. I have an idea.
While she's talking, I'm gonna be just looking around to make sure that nobody's sneaking up on us or anything.
This necklace, and I hold up my little talisman. This necklace is linked to me. I can vanish inside the necklace for 4 hours. If you want me to see, if you would like me to watch what they are doing, for the next 4 hours, you could sell her the necklace. And then I can pop out when it's an opportune time.
Oh. Shit.
Well,
It's
I will let the dog take care of that.
not perfect, but it is an option, perhaps.
Hmm. I feel like there might be something better we can do. I don't wish to gain their ire.
That's correct. Me neither.
Um, why don't actually, how far away are we from them?
You guys have kind of gone a couple block about. Let's say you're about. So this is where their caravan is. I'm gonna say you're probably about like within here. Like you basically kind of went around the corner.
Well, would we be within 30 feet?
No.
Oh. So, okay, so here's another thing. I can do this. I can go into the necklace once per long rest, and it functions as a bag of holding. If I take things with me. Any objects left in the vessel remain there until carried out, and if the vessel is destroyed, every object stored there harmlessly appears in the unoccupied space closest to the vessel's former space.
I like that. We should probably keep our stuff there while we're in the town.
Agreed. And like have the person with the highest perception keep some money on them.
Mm-hmm. Which I think is rather. So yeah, that sounds fine to me. Things. How does focus on mind on any one creature you can see within 30 feet? Do either way, target knows you're probing. Oh,
Were there
I could.
any
I can just kind of cast detect thoughts,
right?
but not probe, and they wouldn't know.
Were there any animals in the caravan that she was selling?
Yes, there were animals in there. There were 6 sled dogs. But that you assume that the sled dogs were not for sale.
Right. I have another idea.
Okay.
I want to walk back up and say to Torog,
Orga.
to say to Torga,
Here.
as my friends and I were walking, and I want to like kind of put on a sweeter voice.
During this point, I want to cast detect thoughts.
Actually,
that's better.
As my friends and I were walking away, I noticed your adorable sled dogs over there. Would you mind if I went and said hi?
Pause. Milo, your detect thoughts. Can you please ping that?
Yeah. As long as I don't probe, they shouldn't know.
Let's see here.
Because I'm not gonna make them make a save. Yeah. I'm just doing the general like surface.
So you're just getting. Are you just doing Torga, or are you doing?
I'm basically first during the interaction, while Inara is speaking to Torga, I'll focus on her, and then I'll start shifting around to see if anybody else is kind of uncomfortable with us talking or coming back.
So the immediate thought that juts out to you, Milo, is this bitch fucking for real? The dogs, like those dogs are savage. They'll try to eat her. To wit, well, if you're okay with a little nip here or there, I don't see why not.
Doesn't bother me at all. I grew up with bears. And then I'm going
Sorry,
to.
did she just say bears? Milo.
I do. That sounds strange. Why didn't you tell us you were raised by bears?
I wasn't raised by bears. I have just interacted with bears.
Oh, makes more sense. I was very confused.
Okay.
I want to kind of make it a like. Where are the dogs behind her? Is she like watching
Yeah,
me as I go back there?
Yeah, she's keeping an eye on you while.
Okay, well then I would have cast comprehend languages before or beast speech before leaving the alley.
Okay.
So yeah, I want to go up to the dog and I want to ask the dog what's going on.
I love it.
Give me a second.
I have 10 minutes because I figured it fits my character to be able to talk to animals at will. So I took the beast speech Eldritch Invocation.
I like it.
Second.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Just
Can you please ping that information for me?
sure.
How did I end up in this group?
To be fair, to be completely fair, that's not a bad idea.
It isn't.
I'm gonna say that my speak with animals is just me me just talking to them in puppy dog speech because that's
Who's a good boy?
pretty like cold and reserved. So like as she gets like she's cold and reserved and she sees like an animal and she's just like hello little buddy.
Okay. You gain the ability to talk with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence. Yeah. Okay. So with what they've perceived within the past day. So what are you specifically asking it?
Do you like your master?
Of course I love my master. Master Torga gives me good food and keeps me warm.
Of course she does. What do you think
Quite a
about
sentence for a
Keltro?
dog.
Keltro's kind of cold and doesn't really talk much. For the most part, he's okay.
Have you seen Keltro sneak off in the middle of the night and come back in the middle of the night?
I mean, sneak off, not so much. He just kind of leaves the group and comes back a few hours later. He's a little bit of a loner.
What's up with his sword?
His sword is just normal. Note, I would just like to mention his sword is not blue to you guys.
I
Sorry,
figured.
that is the only image I had of him, unfortunately.
I mean, as soon as you said ice dagger, my brain just kind of went, oh, there's like 4 spells that do that as long also warlock packs. So, what other questions should I ask these dogs?
What's in the bag?
What's in that bag on the sled?
Give me a second. I actually have to pull up this information because this is rather specific information. Okay.
I mean, if nobody else can really understand you. Also, I would at this time be like shifting my direction of who I'm skimming the thoughts of around to just people passing by and people keeping an eye.
So to Inara. Oh, that's a half elf that had a bounty down south in Luskin.
Okay.
He's dead now.
Oh,
He's dead now. Okay.
Bye-bye,
I
you're
think
dead
that-
now.
I think that's all I want to. I think that's all I. Or did Corvo kill him? Corvo. My friend just called. I sent my friend a picture of Caltro with the caption, "Oh no, he's hot." And she said that he looks like Corvo from Dishonored.
Oh,
Does Caltro Did Caltro kill him?
yes, Caltro killed him, but the group was there.
Okay. I think I've got enough questions out of this dog. So I want to ruffle its head, and then get up and walk back to the group.
Okay.
And say to Torga, "Thank you so much. They're sweet. They're sweet."
Of course. Have a wonderful night. Milo, you're still hearing her thoughts. How the hell did she not get bit?
During that though, was there anybody
Right.
like looking over?
The only her group is still kind of carrying things in and out, so a couple of them like stopped and looked. Sethik has always been just kind of keeping an eye anytime you guys have been around Torga.
Okay, during that, if they got close enough, I would have changed my focus to one of them.
Okay. Would you like to put it on Sethik himself or just one of the people coming and going?
Sethik specifically, but if there was time to get one or more of the others.
Okay. So as you hit Sethik specifically, you're like, I don't like how friendly she's getting with Torga. Seems like she could be trouble. Oh well. Hopefully it's nothing. He like as the other guys are like, God, I just hope this I hope she doesn't hold up the shop long enough. I want to get a fucking beer already. So basically, all the workers that you hit are just thinking about the ale that comes with the end of the night's work. Sethik is specifically eyeing Inara and just making sure that she doesn't make any sudden moves towards Torga.
Okay.
Oh no, it is the first spelling. Forget it is Torrga. My bad. But yeah. I will note specifically, Milo, you're not getting any thoughts from him about how cold it is, despite the fact that he is wearing no winter gear.
I mean, I
Anyway.
kind of figured that if you're not wearing something heavier, you're not going to be thinking about the cold bothering you. But yes.
He's a psychopath.
I think. Well, now that we've perused their wares, we could either go to the White Lady or stay for a drink here. What do you think?
We're already here. Why not?
Yeah, I don't see an issue with getting a drink. Though, and I kind of lean in. We don't necessarily need to get one here. I can just make one.
My thoughts exactly.
I'm following.
Yeah. Well, first round is on me. I'll walk in and walk into the bar.
Okay, so the wet trout is the moment you walk in, it is a very rowdy crowd, almost like they're a lot of them are singing sea shanties together, kind of chugging, throwing back ale, a lot of happy laughter. As as behind the bar stands a very a very stout looking white dragonborn, kind of laughing along with the crowd.
Hello, good sir. Do you have
Oh.
any mulled wine tonight?
Hold on one moment. Correction. It is a woman dragonborn.
Hello, madam. Do you have any mulled wine tonight? My companions are looking for something. My companions and I are looking for something warm, and I promised them drinks.
Afraid we don't have. Afraid we have none of that tonight. It's mostly ale. But if you're looking for a place warm, you can gather around the fire. It's nice and warm tonight. We're keeping it nice and stoked.
Thank you. 3 ales then.
Excellent. Three mugs of ale. That'll be 12 copper. As you see her quickly throw some mugs down, fill them up and slam them back down onto the bar for you.
Okay. So I'll get rid of 1 silver and
2 copper.
2 copper.
Yeah. And she takes them. Have a blessed evening.
You as well. I'll grab the mugs and take them over to wherever Milo and Meryl have sat.
So, kind of looking around the bar, a lot of the people kind of singing and cheering, or human. You got some humans, some half elves, even 1 or 2 Goliaths, just kind of yeah. The one person here that actually definitely sticks out, and that's just more because you don't really see them around here often. Over in is a tiefling of all things, kind of cheering along, throwing back an ale, and kind of singing along with the group, but keeping a little bit of a distance.
What do they look like?
Here's trying to. He definitely doesn't look too threatening. His horns kind of come and swirl back up and around. More reddish pigment to his skin.
How crowded in here is it?
It is quite crowded, as a matter of fact. It is a very busy night.
I'm gonna kind of keep detect thoughts up while looking around to make sure people don't try to pickpocket us.
Okay. I'll let you do that. So kind of as things are going on, some of the workers from the caravan start coming in, as well as Torga and Sefik. They all come in, order ales, and all gather around a table together. As the tiefling kind of comes over, slams his ale down on the table. Quite a rowdy night, isn't it? Never seen y'all around here before. Name's Scythen. What's y'all names?
I'm gonna immediately direct my attention to him to see what his thoughts are.
His thoughts are exactly what he's saying.
Okay. Just because I want to know the intention behind it, I'm like, uncomfortable.
So Milo, you do get the full intention from him that he is just trying to be friendly.
Okay. I will pay him no mind then.
It is quite rowdy tonight, but most of these places generally are, no?
Oh yeah, but usually the wet trout's not usually this happy. I guess burning the wizard really did a number on him.
You'll have
people
to
do
forgive me. I am
display mass violence, don't they?
Mhm.
I'm Inara.
Nice to meet you, Inara. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, forgive me, I am not exactly a people person. My name is Milo. I'm gonna go back to continuing to look around.
Understandable, Milo. And what's your name there?
Me? I'm Meryl. Meryl.
Nice to meet you, Miro. Y'all look like the strong adventuring type. What brings you to East Haven?
Do I particularly look strong to you?
No, not at all.
No, but you have stronger companion.
No, I'm beefy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he specifically does know.
Damn, boy, he's thick.
Kind of motion towards Inara in that regard. So what brings y'all to East Haven?
What else brings adventurers anywhere? Looking for work.
Well, if it's work you're looking for, I got a couple rumors I heard about.
I'd love to hear them.
Of course, none of them are here in East Haven, but some of them are nearby.
I won't ever say no to information.
Fair enough. Well, for starters, I heard a rumor that all in Care, Koenig, local establishments have been attacked by vandals recently. Thieves skulk about, the unseen kind. Apparently, the townspeople Trovis could really use some help catching them. Apparently, it's become a real problem over there.
Okay, vandals attacking Kerkonig.
Mm-hmm. As for Care Deneval, no one's seen their townspeople for quite a while. They say he's fallen ill, doesn't leave his castle, but at the same time, they say there have been sinister figures kind of coming in and out from that castle at night under the cover of darkness, trying not to be seen.
Sinister figures coming in and out of the castle at night.
Of Care Deneval. And do you want me to pull up the map? Because you guys do actually have those particular locations noted.
I have them in my head for myself, but
Okay,
if the others need them, go for it.
guys.
I'm writing stuff down, so it should be fine.
Okay. And last bit of rumor mill that I've heard recently. Apparently, there's a group of adventurers over in Targos getting ready to take a good old expedition up Kelvin's Cairn, trying to find some Goliath lycanthrope who's been apparently hiding out up there.
Do I know anything about that?
The only thing you know about is he mentioned Kelvin's Cairn, which is where you guys were trying to track that Yeti before.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, they're still looking for some strapping adventurers before they set out.
Okay. I have written them down.
Excellent.
I am good.
So, Milo, while this is all going on, you said you're looking around the bar?
Yeah.
What in particular are you doing?
So I'm like taking I'm using the passive of it just like to detect people coming too close to me, kind of ignoring anyone who's not super close, just to like make sure I'm not like overloading my senses with that. And every once in a while I'm gonna shift back over to surface level thoughts of Torga and other dude.
Okay. Sefik.
Yeah.
Okay. Mural, are you doing anything in particular at this point in time, or are you just kind of listening in on the conversation?
I'm just kind of listening.
Okay. So, Milo, you ping over to Sefik. At one point, you hear him think, "All right, time to head on out." As he kind of you see him stand up and kind of nod to Torgo. I'm gonna head out for a little bit. I'll see you in a few hours. As Torgo, all right, catch you later, Sefik. As you hear her thinking to herself, "Dear God, he better just make it quick."
At any point, does he think about where he's going? Like if he's leaving the door?
not on his surface level thoughts.
Given the crowd, I think I'll probe deeper, but just kind of remain hidden.
Okay. See here. What is the?
It is a DC 13 intelligence save, maybe? Wisdom save. It's a wisdom save.
Okay. I just need. So what would you say the DC was?
13.
15?
13.
13. I apologize. So wisdom. Oh, that is a D12. Let's not roll that.
Oh, damn.
So on a successful save on his part, does your probe end, or does he
Yeah,
just know you're probing?
the spell ends, but regardless, he knows that somebody tried to probe his thoughts.
Okay. So you do gain the insight as to why. See here. See here. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Okay. As he kind of you notice him kind of quickly kind of looks over his shoulder, starts kind of scanning the bar.
I'm just pretending to be in conversation with the tiefling who's like making a ruckus, just sipping my ale.
Mm-hmm. He kind of, as he kind of looks around, he comes back to the table as he just kind of nods to Torga and immediately walks for the door.
Can I re-up the spell real quick when it drops, since I can do it at will?
Mm-hmm. You re-up the spell as his surface level thoughts are, someone's trying to read my mind. I'm gonna just keep it low.
And then does the Communist Manifesto does he start reciting the Communist Manifesto in his head?
No, he does not. But you do note that he is very specifically keeping his thoughts simple for the time being.
Yeah. Well, with his interaction with Torga, after when he just like waves, because didn't you said he like paused midway and then like made sure to look back at her, right?
He looked around specifically when your probe failed.
I was like trying to probe when he was like leaving the door.
Oh,
to
okay.
try to get an idea of where he was heading off to.
Okay. Then he would have just left after the fact. But he did. You do catch the thought of someone's trying to read my mind, and his thoughts going very simple after that.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Can't really do anything else though.
I would like to mention that the moment he's out the door, even though you know the door directly out the door is not 30 feet from you, your connection severs.
Interesting. Okay.
He's gonna be a warlock.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
I'm even more in love with him now. Oh man. Do you tell us any of this?
I'm gonna wait till we're not in a crowded bar.
It's a good idea. Good idea. So, do I notice Sefik leave? Even though
Give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
But after he walks out the door and I feel the connection sever, I would kind of just like tap you on the arm, and look over at Torga's table, and then go back to the conversation.
I'll nod. And say to Siphon, well, Siphon, thank you so much for the information, but I do think we must be going. It is getting dark, and as warm and inviting as this environment is, I do think we will want to bed down because we do have an early morning tomorrow.
Understandable. I hope y'all travel well, and as he just kind of leans back in his chair, he's like, after all, I'll be here for a while. I got nowhere to be.
We'll keep that in mind and come back and see you if we investigate any of those rumors you provided us with.
Of course. And if this damn lake ever thaws out, feel free to stop by my ferry. I'll be happy to give you lifts across the lake.
Thank you.
Good luck with
Noted.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I down the rest of my ale.
And head on out.
Yeah.
I shall do the same.
You all get outside, and I would like to mention that Sefik is completely gone, like not within eyesight of any direction. And on top of that, I would like to note that you all would notice this immediately, especially Milo, because you would have been actually probably looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
His footsteps go. You can see the footsteps go into the snow, and then disappear. Like the footsteps just end.
Would I know if that he like possibly used Dimension Door or something?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. I'm actually good at that this campaign. As I say that, wide open my mouth.
You would not know.
Nope.
Can I make one?
Sure.
Because I was thinking the same thing.
No, you would not.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I'm pretty magically inclined.
I mean, bards are spellcasters. I would kind of think a spellcaster could make this, but
Roll.
Son of a
Nope.
bitch!
no idea.
Oh my god.
But yeah, as
What is magic?
as we come up to that, I'm like, well, that makes sense why he just disappeared, because he just disappeared. But I'm like saying it kind of low, not necessarily to anyone.
We should go see God. Fucking sneeze. We should go see Imda? Is that the captain of the guard's name?
His name is Imdra.
Imdra. We should see Imdra, and if he can tell us who was selected for the reaping a few days ago, and if they had any enemies. Because it's usually it's been enemies of the people who have been killed, right?
They have
generally
been rigged,
people,
right?
Yeah, generally people who are at odds with the person in question.
Yeah.
What time is it now? Like,
it is roughly about 10 o'clock at this point.
okay, so he's probably not at City Hall, but
No. He might be. Even if he's not, we might be able to find out where, unless there's just no one there.
Actually, correction, no, it's about 9 because it's been about an hour since you guys came into town and saw the execution.
Before we leave the bar, I'd like to go up and talk to the bartender because she would know.
Okay. And yeah, how can I help you?
Do you have any information on the person who was selected for the reaping the other night? What their name was, if they had any outstanding debts, someone they were at odds with.
The poor sap that got reaped. That'd be Barbara Redblood. He was a regular around here. Kind unfortunate, but sacrifices to Oriel be something to help. What?
Dwarf?
Yes, actually.
What was his profession?
Profession. Pretty much just a drunkard at this point.
Did he gamble? Did he have anyone he owed money to?
Well, he did owe money to one fella, name Dilamed Vodyenta, I believe. It's a little.
Dilmed?
Yeah.
Volienta.
No, here.
Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah.
What fucking name is that? Is that a Goliath?
That
Nah,
looks like a dragonborn. If I had to make a shot in
it
the
would
dark.
be. Yeah, bit of he did owe quite a bit of money to that loan shark. You won't find him on this side of town.
Where is his shop?
He he's got a shop a couple doors down from the White Lady.
Let's go.
Yep.
Thank you so much, and I'll give her a silver.
Excellent. Glad to have your patronage.
Okay.
Why are dragonborn names the way they are?
Russian?
Yeah, but no.
Well, yes, but actually, no.
Like,
Enta.
like if you don't know how to pronounce it from looking at it, it's typically a dragonborn name.
That's fair.
All right, so y'all heading towards the White Lady?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you guys going into the White Lady, or are you going just looking around?
I would like to go to this Dilmed's shop.
So,
As would I.
see here. So you come up to the shop by the name of the Hooked Coin Purse. Would the symbol on it is that of a coin purse with a large gash in it with coins kind of starting to seep out. However, the shop is already closed up for the night.
He probably lives in the shop. I want to bang on the door.
You don't hear anything.
Alleyways?
There are a couple. Just as a kind of note, the White Lady is here. His shop would be right here.
Okay.
So you guys are right next to the docks. I would like to mention the lake is completely frozen over. You would most likely be able to walk on the ice if you had the proper equipment.
Okay. Rain. It feels really broken to have detect thoughts at will. Not gonna lie.
It really is, but it's kind of awesome.
I like it. While she's banging on the door, I'll up that and see if there's anybody I can ping with it that I can't see.
So your detect thoughts go out to 30 feet.
Yeah.
You get two pings inside the building. Both of them upstairs.
I'll just say, well, they're definitely home.
What's Do I know you're doing detect thoughts?
No, you don't.
Okay.
I have not mentioned it once.
So this is there's like a flat above the shop.
Yeah. By the looks of it.
Are there the buildings around? Are the roofs like? Could I get onto any of the roofs and look into the windows?
To get up there, there is a kind of oddly shaped building, as you can see, directly right next to it. It would take a little bit of maneuvering, but you might be able to climb up.
Okay, I'd like to try.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
Can I use acrobatics instead?
There is a
Sure.
feat for that.
Wait, what?
There's a
What?
feat for that. It's part of the feat.
Oh.
Wait, are there
It's
windows in the
athlete.
door or to the shop?
Oh
There are
yeah, that
windows
one.
at the front, yes, but none that go none on the second, none from the front of the second floor.
Do we want any more devious means?
What did you have in mind?
I mean, you could just be let in.
Why not?
How? I wish to know
Muriel
how.
starts casting unseen servant on the inside.
Magic, motherfucker.
I can just pick the lock.
Or
But
the
then
unseen servant can just open the door.
Sure.
Okay.
one requires a check and the other one
I
does not.
realized I'd made a mistake on
Okay.
my. I realized I'd made a mistake on my character sheet,
Oh, oof.
and I swapped it.
Okay.
So I can roll. I am fine with rolling athletics.
Okay. Go ahead and roll athletics then, if you're going to try to scale that. In the
If
meantime,
it's opening the door, then
yeah. In the meantime, Muriel, you do cast unseen servant, and it perfectly lands within the shop.
Okay, I command it to quietly open the door.
You see, like you just hear click, 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 as you hear a loud click as the door just kind of swings open. Muriel, what does your unseen servant look like?
It's invisible, mindless, and shapeless.
Okay.
That's why it's called unseen.
Okay. Well, the thing is, I've seen a couple different depictions of it, like a little miniature thing, kind of like a chibi robo, almost.
Oh, I guess you could. You see, like you can see it.
If you want to
kind of
theme
like
it at all,
you can see it kind of like in the movie, like the Predator in the movies. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
okay.
Like it's like that, like the Halo invisibility.
Yeah. As the door kind of swings open, you just see the little flicker coming off of the doorknob.
Muriel does
And
like a
I would
little
like to
curtsy
mention,
kind of thing.
right about the time the door swings open, Milo, your detect thoughts goes from 2 pings to 1.
We were too late.
One is missing.
What?
One is missing.
Fuck.
Go. I want to run upstairs.
Okay, you start running up the stairs as you hear the smashing of a window.
I'm gonna I'm not gonna follow them up. I'm actually gonna be like staying outside trying to follow it, just follow the thought ping.
Okay, you feel the thought ping jump out the window.
Okay, I'm gonna
and
head around that way.
head. Okay, as you immediately catch a glimpse of Sefik Caltro kind of pulling himself up onto the roof of the next building over and starting to run. The rest of you guys do catch a glimpse of them out the broken window. You also see the poor golden dragonborn laying in his bed with an ice dagger through his heart.
How far away is Sefik?
About probably just right at about 20 feet, maybe. He jumped out the window.
But we can see him.
You can barely see his feet as he's starting to take off running.
I'm gonna cast. Oh, I was gonna cast sleep.
Oh no, you do that first. Do that first. That's better.
Ping it, please.
Yeah, this dude's gotta be like level 5 or something. There's no fucking way. If he has dimension door, there's no way.
Oh wait, did it do it?
Yeah, I didn't roll it, but
to roll it, but it will.
Yeah, roll your 5d8. So if he has 19 health or lower, it knocks him into sleep.
yep.
Let me pull.
Can I shoot him with a crossbow?
Let me finish this. Let me finish this casting asleep, and then yes, okay.
Okay.
It fails.
Shit.
Yeah, because he would have had that before.
Okay, so Milo, you next.
Actually, I'm gonna do cautious caustic brew.
Okay. By the way, I'm gonna let each of you get a reaction here, and then we're gonna have to go into initiative.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
See here. In a direction you choose, each creature must make a deck save or be covered in acid. And what is the save? Is
13.
13?
Yep.
He saves.
Okay.
So
it does nothing then, yeah.
Yeah. With that, Inara, do you have something that you're wanting to do?
Yes, I'd like to cast Hex.
Please ping it. Please ping it.
Fuck. There.
Please on a curse. Until the spell ends, you deal it. And whenever it's hit with an attack, also choose one ability. When you cast a spell, the target has disadvantage. Please go ahead and choose an ability.
Right, I get to do that.
And it's not going to do damage on this thing. It's just anytime you do damage to them while this is up, you get an extra.
Yeah, I know. Let's go with strength.
Okay. See here. Like he has disadvantage on ability checks made with that ability. That is completely valid. I would like to mention, after each of you use your things, he jumps off the building in the opposite direction. And he is out of range now of your detect thoughts, Milo.
Okay.
But
you do still have your hex on him. It is
90 feet. That must be an invocation then, being able to treat Hex like Hunter's Mark. Because I know there's something you can do that.
Well, I mean, as long as you're holding concentration, your hex is up.
Yes, I know, but like I think that there is an invocation that lets you treat Hex like Hunter's Mark, where you can they're within the range of the spell.
Well, I mean, regardless of what, your hex is still up.
Yes, but I can't like know where he is because
yeah,
it's in the spell.
Okay. Here. So what do you do now? I'll let each of you kind of choose.
I don't know. I mean, if they're following, I will.
Okay. Are you guys jumping out the window to follow, or are you going down and around?
Yeah, I'll jump out the window.
Okay. Roll me in athletics, please.
Yep.
Inara, you're gonna fall to the ground.
Yeah.
Gosh, what is falling damage again?
It's 1d6 per 10 feet.
What's the window? Or which window is it?
It is the west side of the building.
Is that the side I'm on?
You looking out, yeah, you're on the north face of the building, but on the west side of the north face.
Okay, I would
You
be
see
able to.
Inara jumping out the window.
I wanted to know if the window was like above me or something.
So Inara, you're gonna fall to the ground and take 7 bludgeoning.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait a
I
minute.
wanted to see if I could reaction cast Featherfall, but not.
Oh, if you can reaction cast it, then yes.
Oh.
Well, I need to know my position. So,
Yeah, no, you
oh,
are
or
you are
you are a
within
creature
range.
within. Oh, it's up to 60 feet. Yeah, so I'll reaction cast Featherfall.
Okay, so no, Inara, you take no damage.
Oh, thank
Like right about the time you're about to hit the ground, you slow, and then just kind of gently.
Can't have casualties and still keep up.
you. Relentless Hex. Your curse creates a temporary bond between you and your target. As a bonus action, you can magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see within 5 feet of the target cursed by your hex spell. I don't have that
Oof.
yet. I get it at 7th level. This is one of the ones that I wanted.
Okay. Miral, are you chasing after as well?
I'm just gonna chill. Mural's just gonna chill at the window, hanging his head over.
Actually,
he's like-
wait, Milo, are you able to cast it with multiple targets, like off the base of it?
Yeah, up to 5, I believe.
Okay, then you can't. Mural is within eyesight. You can do that too. You can hit Mural with it as well.
Okay.
So Mural would have Featherfall.
Mural's gonna then jump down, and as he hits the ground, he's gonna say to I don't know names yet, Inara, go get that bitch so we can quell his murdering itch. And you have bardic inspiration.
Clever.
He's gonna do his in poems.
Okay. Da, da, da.
I
all
have
right.
an
So
idea.
you are all on the ground.
This is gonna be really.
You're muted. You know that, right, Emma?
What is your idea?
This could really mess with people. This could very well get me killed. And I don't know if I want to blow the secret yet.
My bardic inspiration's a D6, by the way.
Hmm.
And who did you give that to?
You.
No, he gave it to
Me?
you.
Okay.
I don't know if he can move like he did coming out of the tavern. We might not be able to catch him. But what if we make him think that he didn't kill his target somehow?
How?
I can assume the form.
Oh.
Come again.
I don't like to, but I could.
Interesting.
Define that you don't like to.
Well, I already don't like having my head out to be hunted for. Hence why I moved for research, because people would probably kill for it. And now I would be willingly putting myself just kind of out there, but for somebody else?
Well, I'll do you one better. If you're gonna tell us that, let me go take a look at this dude. I want to go take a look at the
Mural. You actually already saw him because you saw the ice dagger through his heart.
Okay, I already saw him.
Yeah, Milo, you have not seen this guy yet. Mural has.
Yeah.
Okay, Mural's gonna shape change.
Shape change?
No fucking way.
Shape change, sir?
So does this count as me seeing him? technically speaking.
Yes, it does.
Changeling.
I'm gonna I shall match
Yes.
is like, oh, I mean, well, if we're doing dick measuring, then I'm
Oh,
gonna
and
do the
stop
same
calling
thing.
me Miro. My name is Radich.
Oh my gods.
So, Milo, I'm sorry. Would you like to repeat what you're doing?
I will match and change into him as well. I mean,
Are you both?
no, I'm not a changeling actually, but I can shapeshift.
Milo is not
Spider-Man
a changeling.
meme.
Yeah.
Spider-Man meme.
You like just point at each other.
Okay. Well, there's 2 dragonborns in front of me.
I'm gonna immediately transform back.
Okay.
Before I go upstairs.
Hold
What
on.
should I do?
I need to. I'm gonna put this in here for the sake of Jacob and
Don't tell
Robert.
them. No, they don't know yet. They don't know
Oh yeah,
yet.
good point.
Let
Good
it
point. They don't.
let us just kind of casually drop them in on that. At some point.
Okay. Okay. Good point.
I mean,
Fair.
if they decide to watch the stream, they'd know, but I honestly don't think they're going to.
Fair. Fair. Okay.
Well, I think that this is a brilliant idea.
I don't
And-
like having scales.
I don't either. It's not comfortable.
Is it itchy?
It's
Kind
weird.
of. It's
I
more
haven't
like
done this. I haven't been in this form before.
it's more
Oh
like
my
you have
God.
something poking into your skin, but it's the scales. So pulling them out would hurt.
That does sound uncomfortable.
It's like
Yes.
a bunch of fingernails.
Mm.
Well,
Also, Marcus, if you would like to change your image, you can, but it's up to you.
Oh yeah, I'd have to change. Well, I'd have to change it to a dragonborn.
Oh yeah, good point. Never mind. Never mind. With that said, are you guys like taking off around the corner?
it would make sense for me to, but it would
Yeah.
also there are rooms in the wet trout, right?
In the wet trout, only a
Mm.
couple, but they are occupied.
By
Yeah.
Torga's people.
Torga's group, yeah.
I don't think we should follow him then. I think we should show up at the wet trout tomorrow morning before they wake up and leave. And one of you will be sitting in the bar.
Sounds fine to me.
What if we both are, and we convince him that we are triplets? I'm sorry.
I think one of us is enough.
I think one is enough, yes.
Hmm. Probably right.
Oh,
Though, if you're the one taking care of that, I can possibly set a trap. I mean, I
can
can
work.
just like I shake the mug and you hear a sloshing sound, but there's nothing in it.
okay. What you gonna pour mayonnaise on him?
God damn it! I'm gonna have to keep changing my freaking profile picture.
I mean, I could put acid on the axles of the cart.
You don't actually have to do that, man.
I did it anyway. I didn't change it in.
Actually, is
Discord,
it on
though.
wheels or is it a sled?
It's a sled.
I mean, I could still do that and put it on one of the things, make it break or something on like the boards. Make them have to stay for longer.
I like that plan. I
'Cause,
think we should
like,
go do that.
I've seen the workers there. I can just find a time to.
I think we should do that before we sleep.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you guys doing now? If you're not
Uh,
chasing.
Let's go ahead and go to the White Lady Inn. That way we have an alibi.
Okay.
And check in and then go out the windows.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I don't
Sounds
have
good.
Featherfall again. I used both spell slots.
Oh wait, I can't go in there like this.
No, you
Oh yeah,
can't.
you're in the Dragonborn's form.
Changes back to mural. Is a mural form.
So, okay. Just so that I'm clear. You don't want to be called Mural anymore. You want to be called Radic. Radic? Radish.
Redditch.
Radich. Okay. You want to be called Radich. Okay. Understood.
If you don't remember, that's fine. Also, the other two that are traveling with us, they're going to be confused as hell.
We've stayed with them for approximately a day. A name change shouldn't be that hard.
I mean, we traveled all the way here together. I trust you guys a little bit more than I do them. I don't know them yet.
So,
So
when
I
we
am
are-
Mural.
You are Mural to them. Okay. That's what I was asking.
let's just keep it Mural until I trust them. How about that? That'll make it so much easier.
Good to me.
Yeah, no, you guys don't understand. Marcus has been jumping through so many hoops just these past 2 sessions to try and keep this secret under wraps.
Why didn't you just
Also, I can't fucking see in the dark when I'm in this form.
Yeah, no, when he took the watch for you guys in the snowstorm, he just went to sleep.
Because I
'Cause
don't
he's
have
not an elf.
trance.
He's not an elf.
Oh, why didn't you just do a half elf?
Oh my god.
No,
You'll
he's
learn
a
that Raditz
changeling. He
is-
doesn't have trance.
No, I'm saying why didn't he assume the form of a half elf instead of a full elf?
You assume that Raditz thinks these things through and just doesn't change forms willy-nilly.
That's fair.
Oh God. So you guys head on into the White Lady then.
Mhm.
Like as they're like you come in as they're like the room is kind of nice and open as you see a kind of halfling almost dozing in his chair behind the main counter. Oh, oh, oh. Welcome to the White Lady. Can I interest you in rooms for the night? I would like to mention, as this is going on, you hear like the strumming of a lute at and singing from over by the fireplace.
Yes, please. We would like 3 rooms.
Excellent. Um, excellent. Do you have any preference of upstairs or downstairs?
Downstairs.
All right. 3 downstairs rooms. I'm assuming for one night.
Yep.
Yes, we will renew tomorrow if we need to stay longer.
Excellent. That will be 15 silver then.
Okay. I hand over my 5 silver.
I will hand over 5.
Okay.
I do the same.
And Mural, do you hand over 5 as well?
Yes. Sorry, I thought I said that. I might have said it too quietly.
You're good. Excellent. As he kind of hands out 3 room keys, it'll be the 3 on the right. The one on the left is currently taken by our bod.
By our what?
Bod.
BAUD?
No. BARD. Our bard.
I kept hearing bod, and I'm like, you just have a collective body? I'm confused.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is a human behind the counter. The halfling is the bard in the corner.
Okay.
That dude is almost as big as he is.
As, as he strums his lute, he just keep kind of singing to himself. He seems to be almost humming like a sea shanty.
Okay.
I'll approach him.
Ah, well met. Like, how may I? Do you have any requests, or have you come to hear the tale of Our Lady?
Go ahead and sing me what you know.
Well, of course. He kind of he strums his lute. I don't actually have a song prepared for this, unfortunately.
Oh, I thought you did. Oh, you
Uh,
got my hopes up.
I'm sorry, but he begins to sing to sing the song like of of a wealthy mistress like whose husband was lost on the lake, like his riches in tow as he sank to the bottom of the icy cold.
Nice. I'll have to add that one to my repertoire.
At as he ends it with like like the with a thing about how the white lady as a ghost may still be searching for the treasure to this day. As he kind of leans in, listen, I don't know if you're at all interested in the supernatural of sorts, but like, you seem like a bard of good taste. Uh, I'm going to be holding a séance here in about an hour. If you're at all interested in joining in,
Um,
we
I'll see if I'm around.
as he kind of well we live in dark times. Perhaps the White Lady can help. Aren't you at all curious what she might have to say?
um, kind of. Bye.
Whatever. There once was a hero named Ragnar the Red.
Son of a bitch! Stop singing that song. I didn't pay you for that one. And he flips him a silver.
He catches it. Like, thank you very much.
Son of a bitch! It's like fucking chopsticks on the piano.
Look, man, I love this campaign just because it has side quests out the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for any of you interested, he has a séance later. I don't know if we'll be here.
I mean, we're just going to administer, well, and then coming back.
I would like to mention, yes, the measurements are accurate.
I figured since you're using a module.
Yeah.
It's a half mile. It's.
What's up, bud? What are you doing?
Oh shit.
What? Oh.
How do you? I got it to stick before.
You right click as you're going.
No, you can get it to like actually stay so that you can mouse around.
You
But
hold Q.
It's about it's a half mile, so it'll take 15-ish minutes to get there, to 10-ish minutes to get there, 10 minutes to do our stuff, and 10 minutes to get back.
Yeah.
Okay, Bard, I'll sit on your seance.
Like, excellent. Glad to hear it.
That's not for me.
Meet at my room in an hour. I'll have a few others as hopefully we'll be able to contact Our Lady.
Understandable. I'll be there. Might not be for you, but I do kind of want to see what type of bullshit he's spewing.
Don't give him any more money.
I'm going to give him any money.
I have no money to give.
I'm just saying he's a bard. I know how we work.
No, it's understandable. Maybe there's insight. I don't know. I'll give it a what is it? I'll humor it. I don't exactly think it's safe, but why am I using your accent, Marcus?
It's easy to want to do it because I want to do it too, but I'm trying.
I just realized that. That's not Milo's voice.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay, brain. I'll humor it, but I don't think it's very smart to start contacting spirits. Don't know if you're contacting what you want or not.
I don't think we're contacting anything.
Oh,
I think it's all sleight of hand.
could be.
Listen, I've known too many people that have swindled the less the more open to these type of things to believe in them myself.
Can we say that we're like having this conversation while we're walking to the wet trout?
Yes.
Yeah. Myself being one of them, and I'm gonna pull a deck of cards out of my hand and like do a thing with them with my hands. I can't do any card tricks.
Oh, you mean
But-
like hold on.
How did I know this was coming?
Like
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, and like do that, and like a little mysticism will get people to give a little mysticism in the right places will get people to give you whatever you want.
I'm aware, but sometimes people don't understand that they're contacting powers they're not intending to. And since the intention's not there, it lets them roam free.
I will say you guys
and-
are at the wet trout now.
I don't
Okay.
remember. Am I changing forms now or not?
But no, that's in the morning.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We're simply going to damage the cart a little bit.
Okay.
Are there people around?
Only like a couple people kind of coming and going from the tavern. The tavern's still pretty lively at this point. There are 3 sleds parked outside.
Well, if you need something blunt here, you can use my light hammer.
Well, he's got the acid.
Yeah, I got the jug.
The sled. Are the dogs still attached to the sled?
No, the dogs have been sheltered for the night.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that because I was thinking of just breaking their reins. It'd be the easiest thing because it's not hard. It doesn't have to soak. It can like soak into the leather.
Mm-hmm.
Preferably break them at the anchors. That way it's not just an easy replace the rope. And if they try to pull it, it could possibly break further. So yeah, I can make 8 ounces of acid, which is a lot actually thinking about it. What is this?
You can make roughly a soda can's worth of
Yeah,
acid.
it's like a little less than half of this. So, and I can specify an amount too from the jug. I think breaking one side would be plenty. So putting the I'll shape change into one of the workers that I saw. Given that it's dark, I'm sure the clothes don't really matter, but that way they don't see that it's me. I'll tell them to kind of stay back a bit. and I'll concentrate on detect thoughts, and that way they can just mentally yell at me, hey, if they see something.
So Milo, you
Yes.
cast detect thoughts. That gives you range around you, correct?
Yeah.
Milo, you get an immediate ping of, what the hell do you think you're doing?
I mean, like, Mural
Uh,
and I are
No,
looking
this
out.
is in my
If
head.
Mural and you are looking out, you actually do not see specifically anything. Give me a perception roll, actually.
Because I
All of
was
us?
doing this beforehand, like casting before I went up the cart and shape changing.
Okay. Then, well, you have a thought. You detect thoughts and ping someone behind a building, a couple buildings down, and Nara does not notice anything.
Okay.
And Radich, can you roll, please? Radich, you do notice something. You notice the occasional glance around the corner, trying to keep an eye on what your group is doing, and you recognize the pale blue eye.
How far away?
About 30 feet from your group. That's why Milo's detect thoughts would have pinged it.
Perfect. I'm gonna hideous laughter.
Everybody roll for initiative.
Can we say that the process of like checking into the inn and walking
Would have
counts as a
taken about 20. No, because it would have been about a 30-minute process. A short rest needs an hour.
Well, like since I cast Hex, has it been an hour?
Since you cast Hex,
Can I get Hex back in some way?
I'm gonna say yes. Just
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So for everyone's convenience here, I know it's not perfect, but I had this map drawn up for a separate section of the city. So
Yeah.
With give me a second to bring up an initiative counter.
I'm really confused why we had an encounter.
Because Radich casted all,
But I didn't. No, like I understand that, but like I don't understand why we're so close because I was still prepping, and then you're just like, yeah, y'all are here.
no, the reason why, my point being, the reason I have you guys like that is because you were within 30 feet of him, and this is not an accurate map. This map was drawn up for
No, Mark. I had literally said before it that hey, I want them to stay out of sight while I do this. Like we're going not anywhere near the cart in the building. Like
Yeah,
we're
I thought we
a
were
while away. Like
in
at
the
least a
alley.
Okay,
minute's
I'm
walk.
sorry, I misunderstood, man.
Oh, I misunderstood too.
And
I thought we were
I
like
seriously misunderstood. Sorry.
No, I'm not upset. I'm just saying like I feel like I wasn't heard at all. Cause like I didn't want to be that close while I was putting up the detect thoughts because I wanted to explain to them. I wanted them out of sight. That way, nobody was doing anything, and
Okay,
then we
then
would
here,
move
just
up in the
scrap this
back.
whole thing. We'll do something different here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It really confused me, and
Okay. No, you're good.
okay. So we're like here-ish. Wait, hang on. I don't have the ping tool on. We're like here-ish doing this.
Yeah, sure.
I was thinking somewhere there or like in these buildings, like out of sight of the tavern, but it was still
Okay.
fairly close.
Yeah. Okay.
That way,
That's what
y'all
I thought we
can.
were doing.
Yeah, that way, like, I can put it up. It's not gonna take us 10 minutes to get there, and you guys can keep watch from a back alley
Yeah.
to see if anyone's there. I'm
So-
not gonna metagame Mark that I know he's
Okay.
there or anything. I promise that it's not gonna be
I'm
an
changing
issue.
things around. Don't worry.
Okay. I'm really sorry that got misunderstood. I thought I was clear.
No, it's okay.
Because like I tried to say something before Marcus was like hideous laughter, and I'm like, what's going on?
Okay. So continue with your plan.
Okay. So I am shape changing into one of them. And I actually can Radich and Milo just briefly swap clothes. That way it can't be recognized by the person actively going up there.
Sure.
Well, it's more
If
up
that's
to
something you guys
Marcus.
want to do.
Yeah.
What did you need me to do?
Is swap
I'm sorry.
clothes with me.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right. And basically, if you guys see anything, just mentally scream. And
Okay.
So are you saying that they're going to hide out around this area while you go up and do that?
they're gonna be like 30 feet behind me, about, and
Okay.
then that way we have space in the party.
I'd like to note your 30 feet does not cover a whole lot of ground for you.
Mm-hmm. We can go up a way that keeps them hidden. So instead of going like this path, we can like go like along this way. That way they can like hide behind the cover of the.
Yeah.
Because that
It's
they would be about 60 feet from wherever
Yeah.
I'm trying to interact with.
Okay. My point being though is that your detect thoughts is within 30 feet, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Then their mental screaming wouldn't be heard by you when you go up to that point if they're trying to stay behind a building and out of sight, because the buildings are too far away.
What I'm saying is they're about 30 feet behind me, so like they'll be coming around a corner when I'm turning, because like you can.
So you want us to walk by like
I
As
want
you're
you,
going
yeah, I want y'all to make sure that like nobody's following me, or if I don't see somebody immediately, uh to like do something. That way if I get caught in something, you guys have time to do something and you can possibly warn me.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Okay.
Because like at that point we would be kind of circling around the building with them trailing behind me.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good. Go for it, man.
Cool. And I will already have the acid kind of in the thing. I mean, I guess the command word was already said when I shook the thing and said I can make acid. Um, do I have to specify an amount beforehand?
I don't think you do.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll just kind of walk up, looking around, and I'm gonna take my bag and look like I'm just kind of strapping it to the cart.
Okay. For the two that are keeping lookout, please roll perceptions.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it dark outside?
It is dark outside. It is almost it is like I'm gonna say 9:30. Like actual closer to 9:40 to 10 actually. It is really dark at this point. Okay. So yeah, Milo, you successfully do get like where the harnesses connect to the sled. Your acid is very successful at tearing those up
Okay.
as you're going through this.
And is my detect thoughts pinging anything around me at all?
No, it
Do
is not.
can I make a perception to see anything out in the distance that might be?
I'm gonna ask you to hold for a second here.
Okay.
Inara, with your perception, kind of trying to keep a lookout, you do note that you do catch a look of the of deep blue eyes from like from a building over here in
Like-
this area.
Like the dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like it's Cephik. It is not within range for Milo's detect thoughts to go off, but you can see him.
Okay.
But you are within range for Milo to hear your thoughts.
And Radich and I are like just walking down the street, right?
Pretty much. You're like kind of walking in front of the tavern, kind of making it kind of look like you're considering going back in.
Yeah. I'm going to say rather loudly. Oh, darling, why don't you go in and get us or not? I don't have to do an accent. He knows who I am. It's not like it's also not like I'm not a striking figure. Would you go in and get us a table? I want to investigate something on my own for a moment. And I then send out the thought. He's watching me and Radich. Fuck. He's watching me and Radich. But I have a plan.
And Milo, you do hear that thought.
Okay. I cannot respond in any way.
I figured.
Okay. So Inara, what are you doing?
Get a table.
What you're gonna go get? You're going inside, Radich.
Do you want me to?
Yes.
He's like, do you want me? Oh, okay, I'm going.
And then I want to walk off.
Please mark the direction you're walking off.
So
you saw him behind this building, like right
here. I saw him behind that where your arrow is pointing.
Yeah, this building.
You
guys are like right here-ish.
We are right here, and I saw him around here.
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay, so then I want to do this. That, but I don't want to sneak up on him. I want to like
kind of walk around and try.
I want to walk around and just be like, when I enter the alley, I just like I want to say, under my breath ish. I just want to say, I don't mean you any harm. I just want to talk. I'm going to circle the building, and I won't do anything. I just want to talk.
Okay. And how loudly are you saying that?
Loud enough. After Radich goes inside, I want to say that loud enough that Cephik could hear.
Okay. So you round the building as he is standing, like he is waiting for you there. I will mention sword is drawn.
Yeah. Hands up.
Okay. As he kind of like motions his sword to you, like still keeping a distance away, as he just mutters, "What do you want?"
Your eyes, they're like mine.
What of it?
I have an entity that gave me powers. Do you? I want to know more about it. You seem like the type of fellow who would know.
An entity give powers, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I just have a single question for you before I answer. Who do you serve?
Bless you.
That's a weird person
Who
to
is
serve.
your master?
And I.
What lord do you serve? Like, what am I supposed to say? Jesus?
Jesus.
Radish turns the corner. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Warlock of Celestial Warlock of Jesus.
Did you just describe bishops in a single statement?
Yes. No, actually, I think that's the Pope specifically.
Have you ever played Assassin's Creed 2? That is confirmed.
I will.
Historically accurate.
I'll say. Well, in a human sense, myself, or well, in a worldly sense, myself, and possibly coin, but in a more ethereal sense, his name is Anai, or their name is Anai.
Emma, have you already DM'd me information on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here.
If you have questions, I can answer them.
Okay, I just don't know if you want me to ask them. Okay. As he kind of looks at you. Kind of. Very well then. Seems we are similar then. As he kind of lowers the sword.
Mm-hmm.
I serve Ariel.
You do.
Her will is my will. And if you serve an eye, then it seems we have a common ground, so to speak.
I love warlocks so much, goddamn! Interesting.
No.
I'd like to know. When I heard, we were told that you were killing people with ice daggers. I'd like to know why. I won't stop you, but I'd like to know why.
As he kind of smiles, hold out his hand as from his hand a small dagger kind of forms up.
I knew it was his packed weapon. I fucking knew it.
Like, simple. People. Ariel just wants to make sure that these sacrifices are done fairly. Those who cheat the system are punished.
So each one of them have been rigging the lottery.
Exactly. I only extract Ariel's wrath on those who have brought it upon themselves.
I understand. That's that's completely logical.
Indeed.
How frequently does this rigging happen?
More often than you would like to know.
Oh, well, I assume it happens every lottery, so.
Not every town has it happen every lottery, but when it happens, I am there.
My friends and I were tasked with finding you and apprehending you, which I don't particularly want to do now that I know who you are, what you serve.
Well, if it's a simple apprehension or getting me out of the way that you're so concerned about, you can rest easy. Tonight's murder was the last that will happen this moon cycle. Arl's wrath has been extracted, and I shall be disappearing for the next month. You can claim that I perished if you wish.
I understand.
And if it would help with any form of convincing otherwise, as he flips the dagger around and hands it to you,
I take it.
you can claim it as a trophy of sorts.
Okay.
Now I feel bad
understand.
about ruining their sled.
As
I know.
as for your employer, where are they currently stationed? Not for revenge purposes, but so that I may avoid being seen.
Bryn Shander.
Bryn Shander. That'll be difficult, but I will try to make it to where we do not enter the city.
Okay.
Our next, after all, last I heard from Torga, our next stop is Luskan, and meaning we're heading south of. We're going to be heading south of the mountain range. You won't see me for a while.
Okay. When you come back to this area, leave. I wish I knew. I wish that you could like pick up Thieves' Cant if you weren't a rogue, because that would fit so many. Wait, Charlatan. Do I know Thieves' Cant? Probably not.
Probably not.
I think it's only Spy that gets it, maybe.
Yeah. Spire Infiltrator.
Yeah. Here. And I'll hand him. I'll take a card. Actually, here. I'll take a card out of my deck. I'll give it to him, and I'll give him the I think I'll give him I'll give him the 6 of Wands, because it's a tarot deck that I have, a marked tarot deck.
Okay.
Leave this at the. It's not the. Is it the Nestled Nook Inn? Is that what the inn is called?
What?
What's the inn called in Bryn Shander?
In Bryn Shander, it is the north side.
North side. Leave this.
Or sorry, the north look.
Yeah. Leave this at the North Look. I'd like to talk to you more when I know more information about our respective masters.
But of course, like I said, you won't see me for quite a while. But I will return when Aurel's wrath needs to be executed.
Yes. We are going to. My friends and I are going to walk into that bar tomorrow morning. With that dragonborn that you killed. So, just don't worry about it. It's not him.
Understood. As he kind of gives a smile. I'm glad that we share a common outlook. And I would like to thank you for your understanding of the situation.
Well, you said it yourself, we have the same lot. I'm going to go meet up with my friends now.
Is it Anais? Is your date
Pronounced an I.
Anai? Like,
yeah.
Well then. Blessings to Anai. Blessings to Aurel.
Blessings
Peace
to
be with
Anai,
you.
and blessings to Aurel.
As he kind of walks off in a different direction to give you guys time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I go find my friends. And I when I get back within what I think is 30 feet, I'll start saying, it's taken care of.
Okay.
Thinking.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I would just be waiting. I don't,
Can I just say I'm actually really impressed that you guys actually managed to bring this to a head without combat.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Because, like, we attacked him outright, so I wanted to be careful, and I'm just like, how?
I mean, I was using incapacitating spells.
I literally
Not
shot
that I
a
really
heap
have
of acid
combat.
at this man.
I was using incapacitative spells so we could talk.
Hey, look, I just want to talk.
I'd like to cast gun.
Oh no.
Are
one of my
you ready
personal
to meet your maker?
fire a warning shot into his face.
So do you guys go in to meet back up with?
I want to go
Okay.
in and beam out the thought to Milo. Come inside.
I'll just casually walk in. Oh, this is gonna be weird. Cause now we're wearing different clothes
It's just
around the
gonna look like
same
you.
people.
It's just gonna look like you shagged in the back room. It's okay.
I know. I don't want that. But you know what? Whatever. No. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna transform to
I
look
can change to
exactly
a
like
more
Radic.
attractive female if you want.
No, you
If that's your
can't. You're
style.
already inside.
Before I go in, I'm gonna make myself look like Radic. Radich. But
So there's 2 of them.
yes,
he's already inside.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
And I watch. So I'm inside, sitting at the table with Radich, and I watch another Radich walk in, and I'm just like,
I'm gonna start like looking around until I see them and be brother.
Radich's eyes roll to the back of his head and he walks to the bathroom.
Oh, it's so long though.
I will say, you guys have about 20 minutes before said seance begins.
okay.
As about 10 minutes after, or about 5 minutes after you guys kind of come in and kind of regroup, you just slowly see, oh gosh, I am forgetting names. Sethic, no, Sethic Caltro kind of come in and retake his chair with his group. As you, Milo, are you casting? Or well, you guys can kind of hear slowly. Sethic is like, well, I'm kind of getting a little tired for the night. As you just hear Torga just like, don't give me any information. I'll find out like the rest.
As soon as Radich comes back from the
He looks the same.
what's his name?
He looks the same.
Okay.
He was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna deal with it.
Well, I've solved our problem without bloodshed.
It's fine with
So-
me.
We can either go ahead with what we were planning tomorrow, or we cannot.
I mean, if
I
the
can
problem
tell
is
you-
solved, then I don't see a point.
Okay.
Shall we go back for the seance, brother?
Yeah.
Radish just looks at you like
I hate you right now.
Radich stares into the middle distance where the camera is located. If we could see the camera.
thump, 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 thump.
I'm just gonna lean over. It's like, would you prefer them think we shagged?
I mean, I can change to other sexes. I don't give a shit.
They
This
don't.
is weird to explain.
You two are idiots. Let's just go.
Thank you.
You guys-
I mean,
so you-
I accepted that a long time ago.
So you guys just start heading back to the White Lady.
Yeah.
All right. As you're kind of as you guys kind of come in, you immediately just see the same halfling kind of.
On the way back,
Mhm.
I would have told them that he's working in the service, that he's working under the service of
RL.
yeah, that he's working under the service of the Frost Maiden, and that one of her priests lets him know when a lottery has been rigged, and so he has been tasked to deal with it, and that he's an assassin, and that he gave me this, and I show the dagger, so that I could present it as a trophy for me saying that I killed him.
Well, now I feel bad about breaking their car. It literally is going to keep them in town another day, minimum.
So do I need this form or not? And Raditch switches to his dragonborn form.
I don't think so. I don't think we need to pull that con.
I don't see a beneficial point if everything's done. It would just cause more chaos and confusion. Like, I haven't done that enough already, walking in your clothes and your skin.
I mean, that's technically not even mine. I don't look like that.
The skin that... does not matter.
I love how nobody has asked the bard's name because his name's just funny to me.
Is it Corin?
No, it is not.
As
It does not sound like a halfling name. I'll say that.
when well, now that that's established, we can enjoy this particular feat of supernatural potency and then go to sleep.
You can. I'm not fucking with a seance. Good night.
Radish goes to
Nice.
sleep. So Milo and Inara, are you going to participate in his seance?
Yeah,
Yes.
I kind of want to keep detect thoughts up during it
Okay.
to see if he's trying to con us or not.
Fair enough. As he's like, oh yes, please come in. As he's waving you into his room at the inn.
Okay.
At, as you guys come in, sorry. As you guys come in, smoke from burning incense clouds the room. Multicolored lamps and silks are hung from the rafters, and light from several candles illuminates a circle of uncomfortable-looking guests cross-legged on the floor. There's about 6 in addition to the bard. You know what? The bard pushes back the sleeves of his robe, raises his hand, closes his eyes, and intones, "Lady who watches from the lake, come to us in our darkest hour. Tell us what you've seen." After a moment of silence, a thick frost forms on the inside of the room's windows, turning them opaque as the candles begin to go out one by one. As one of the other as all of the guests kind of start chanting, "White lady, white lady." Do you join in?
No.
You do not. Okay. Milo, do you join in?
Sure. He's
Well,
curious.
if Milo is doing it, I would. I don't want to be the odd one out.
Okay. Both of you, please roll me persuasion checks.
Oh God.
Oof.
Nice.
Wow.
Well,
Nice.
I mean, it
let's
makes
see.
sense because we're both going in skeptical.
Yeah.
As the room goes dark, like as you just feel a cold presence over the room. Good news for you, one of your compatriots actually picked up the slack. Um, the bard is like, "I sense the spirits are among us. That they'll be able to answer 3 questions asked of them." Milo, your detect thoughts on hit. By the way, Milo, because you have detect thoughts on him, you do learn his name is Ronaldo. As
Why?
you
I
hear
love it.
you feel the thoughts. Holy shit, it worked. You know, our lady is willing to answer 3 questions.
pose to her, and she will answer them to the best of her ability. Would anybody like to speak?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah. Um. And the legend of her is that. What was her legend again?
She's
Her
like
legend
looking
was
for
she
treasure.
is the dead widow of a rich man who took all of his fortune out onto Lake Dinshire and drowned when his boat capsized. And like I said, you can ask her whatever you want. If she knows the answer, she will tell you.
Is this functioning like a commune?
Is it you're not sure. I'm assuming you didn't just ask that.
No, I'm asking you. Emma's asking Mark.
I am unsure.
Okay.
I'm just going by what it's telling me to go by.
Um.
And Milo, I will mention what you're getting from your detect thoughts is actual fear coming off of Ronaldo.
What's that
So,
smell? Fear?
do you ask what's that
No,
smell?
no, I don't. I was making a joke above game.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, quite literally, a question being asked will be answered.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just trying to think if I should do something related to my background or not.
It seems the other 6 people are in such abject fear that they're not speaking.
How closely related are Anai and RL?
As you just see, like, the room is quiet as you just see on the frosted windows words start getting traced onto it.
Okay.
As you just you see the words closer than you realize.
Um,
As Ronaldo's like, thank you, our lady, for your wonderful wisdom.
I'm gonna speak up. Where should one look if they are searching for a source of relatively powerful magic?
You asked a very interesting question.
Yeah.
As the window etches out the words Care Dinival. What she knows is limited, but she does know some.
Yeah, that's why because I'm just thinking it's like, where would be a good place for me to pick up my research? Okay, that's gonna be too specific. How do I dumb it down?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
You
gonna,
have one question remaining.
if you have nothing else, it's not really important. I'm just gonna ask about the safety of said magic thing.
Um.
I would like to mention
Have,
I would like to mention if you ask each other a question, it is going to get answered.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to word yourself very carefully.
I'm trying to. Emma is saying I'm
Okay.
trying to think if I can format my question in such a way that it would not give away my secret. if I like. No, I'm not gonna ask. I shake my head and motion to Milo.
If you're sure.
I mean,
How-
Milo got a question about his secret in. Are you positive?
Hmm?
Milo got a question about his secret in. Are you positive?
I mean, I can ask if you want, but I don't want to answer questions about it.
It's up to again. It is up to your character. I would like to mention the only person here who might actually be paying attention is Milo. Everyone else seems to be practically shitting themselves.
Yeah, I'll ask if you're okay with that, Mason.
Yeah.
Okay. Will the one I seek remember me?
The the word, like the windows, carve out the letters YES
Just go shit, and just,
as the frost fades from the windows and the deathly cold in the room just becomes like standard cold.
thank you for the information. Thank you for the information, Bard.
No problem.
I'm gonna flip him a silver.
I'm not paying him.
Thank you. You want to develop an app?
So let me tell you about selling jewelry through paparazzi.
No, like, thank you. The seance is concluded. Get the hell out.
I wrench open the door and it slams against the wall, and I just stalk off to my room and slam my door.
All right. And with everyone turning in for the night, I think we're gonna call that a session, guys.
This is
Legitimately,
Fun.
like the kind of shit that happened today is the exact reason I wanted to run Icewind Dale so badly. I also kind of partly feel bad that Jacob and Robert didn't get an opportunity to ask questions, but
would it have been 5 questions?
no,
Oh,
no, it's 3 no matter what.
Okay.
Well, I
And
think
I
that
would like
kind of
to
works out then.
Yeah, I'd like to mention that if everybody failed their persuasion checks, like it was a decently high persuasion.
Mhm.
But if everybody failed it, the white lady would not have answered questions. The white lady would have attacked.
Oh,
Yes,
lordy.
I figured. That's why I was just like, skepticism might get us killed. Um, but yeah, I kind of left it up because like it could have been something to do with my secret, or it could have had something to do with my background. So
Mhm. But now you guys did get answers.
yes, we
Mhm.
did.
But yeah, so I'd like to mention that so you guys have gotten a wait, hold on, Mason, are we still streaming?
Yeah, do you want me to stop it?
Yeah, please.
Good night, chat of
Hi. Thank you for
Mubot,
watching.
I think. It'll be up on YouTube.
Fair enough.